Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So sometimes when I watch a movie, I'm going in completely blind. I have no idea what genre it is. I have no idea who stars in it. I have no idea who, directed this movie. And sometimes when I do this, I see movies that are absolutely atrociously bad, and sometimes I see movies who are surprisingly awesome. But one thing that happens every once in a while when I see this type of a movie is that when it is about 25, maybe 30 minutes left of the movie, I'm very excited because the movie has me in its grasp and I can almost see that fantastic rating it's going to get. And then I become a greedy little piglet and I'm starting to thinking, what if it does this? And what if it does that? Or what if it does this, this and that? My God, what a movie it gets. And I get really excited about it. And sometimes the movie doesn't do what I want it to do. And then I become a little bit, ugh. And I feel a little bit cheated, even though they didn't promise me to do this at any point. Is that fair to the movie? No, I don't think so. But on the other hand, I'm hard but I'm fair. And this movie is not bad. It was just setting up things I thought would be, vastly paid off in the end, and it kind of wasn't. But maybe people like this movie better than I do. Let's find out what this movie is about, shall we? This movie is Come True. Young woman who has run away from home and doesn't sleep at home. She sleeps in a sling basically, and just do raids at her home and collects her stuff and escapes before her mother can find her or anything like that. We don't know why she's doing this, but we do know that she doesn't get a good night's sleep. And we also get to see her nightmares, and oh boy, they are something else. It's a steadily movement throughout suggestive landscapes and rooms and stuff like that, and they all end with a shadow with the glowing eyes. That thing alone would give me the creeps, because they are, genuinely speaking, some of the scariest things I have ever seen this side of the millennium. Holy shit, they're great, and they're creative too. So what is she going to do about this, lack of sleep she's getting? Well, there is this kind of weird company that does these tests on people who gets to, earn money just by sleeping and having, people study the sleeping patterns and stuff like that. And she, joins their group and, is being hooked up to this machine, and things happen from there. I got some serious David Cronenberg vibes from this movie. Not only, the mellow pace that I really like, but also, the creativity when it came to the costumes and the dreams and stuff like that. The costume in this movie kind of looks ridiculous. It looks like they have testicles on their heads and stuff like that. But, in a Cronenberg movie, it would look even more ridiculous. And there is also this guy who is kind of trying to be her friend and is kind of stalking her a little bit, and also works at this company. He's played by Daniel Radcliffe, who has a salt and pepper beard in this movie. Awesome! So what is going to happen? What is this company? Why do they study people's sleeping patterns? Who is the mysterious shadow with the glowing eyes? Or, she gonna reunite with her parents? Are we going to find out why she ran away in the first place? Some of these questions will be answered by the end of this movie. Now, as I said, when 1 hour had passed of this movie, I said to myself, oh, you got me here. There is so much potential here. They're just building to something that could be absolutely extraordinary, I said to myself. You just need a good finish. And then the finish came, and I have no idea what happened in the end. I was like, say what? I have no idea what this movie's ending was. Either this movie was just pretending to be smart but really was pretty dumb, or I am dumb and this movie is too smart for me, or the movie simply didn't know how to, finish this movie in a good way. I didn't expect this movie to go into some kind of an Inception level ending or something like that, or that, they were going to do some kind of a weird, going into people's dreams a la the movie The Cell, if you remember that one. But I expected this movie to pay off the small little nuggets of storytelling that they have been dropping left, right and center throughout the movie. Instead, it was a confusing and nothing ending that kind of hurted this movie. But this is still not a bad movie, because they have so much creativity. I like the atmosphere so much, and I like some of the ideas so much that I can forgive them for having a not very good ending. I think that, you know, with a better director and with a better casting and especially a better ending, we would probably have looked upon this movie as a really great cult classic from the early 2020s. Now it's probably just going to be completely forgotten in a month or two, if it hasn't already been completely forgotten. But if you are up for a weird psychological kind of sci-fi thriller, you could definitely do worse. The characters are not very good and they're not very well written. There are shards of a fantastic story in this movie, and the characters have ideas surrounding them that could have been great but wasn't fully realized. But in the end, I will forgive the movie for not having the greatest ending of all time, because there was so much creativity and there were so many good ideas in this movie that you have to take the good with the bad sometimes, and I think this movie was pretty damn decent. Come True is a tricky movie to rate. You can feel that the makers of this movie really wanted to do something and had the ambition of doing something great. They didn't have the budget of doing it. They really didn't have all the talent in front of the camera they wanted. Daniel Radcliffe is pretty good, but no one in this movie except him is that memorable. But Come True is not a bad movie. If you would give Anthony Scott Burns a couple of chances, a little bit of a bigger budget and some freedom, I think he could potentially make a really good movie. This one is a bit of a mixed bag, but I give this movie 62 points. There is so much creativity around this movie, and especially those absolutely fantastic nightmare sequences. They are fucking legitimately scary. So I'll see you next time for Well So and So reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. And sometimes when I do that, movies are absolutely atrocious.